All right, people. So let us begin for today's uh, session. Right, let us begin today's session. And I am looking forward to today. So we were expecting bearish prices yesterday on Monday itself, right? And it went lower today in the Asian session and in the London session. That's what happened here. See, I didn't mark that 5-minute gap when the 9:30 started. So market came back after 16, hit that gap and drove lower. And that is not something that I'm trying to show in the sense that I said it and see how it worked. No, honestly, it did not. It doesn't matter if it worked because I would not trade it. Why? Because, well, it is what it is, right? This is just a narrative. It's not really a setup. So the narrative played out, sure, but during the Asian session and the London session eventually. So it's been an overall bearish day today, extremely bearish. Now, I'm not saying that I expect it to go lower or higher yet. My current draw is obviously right above these stops. There's this gap right there in 5 minutes. See that one right there. So this is my current approach and this is my current draw. My most likely idea at the moment is that it should be bullish, bullish maybe till this volume imbalance or these stops, right? All of this right here. We might see some decent retracement, and in my opinion, that would not really be a retracement, but start of a higher trend, at least to some of the buy stops. Though again, that is not necessary, but let's see. Right, so that's that. And at the moment, looking at the day, the daily has already fell off the chart like by quite a lot. That is what, 26,100 to isn't this the same one where I said that the backtest that I showed at the screenshot? So isn't it the same one? The market fell over. This is like 500 handles, more than 500 or almost 600 handles. So the market fell 600 handles. Initially it was unclear. When it became clearer, then it did not give you the opportunity to participate, and it eventually fell further lower. Right, the same scenario, and you could not trade it because, well, it was what it was, right? I like what I see right now itself, but I don't really want to entertain it in this given moment. There is Jolts opening at 10. The same gap everywhere. At this moment it is a 5-minute gap, but I'm going to refine it further to a 3-minute gap. I'm expecting this gap to hold bullishly. So it's just too early to call out a bullish run for 9:30 macro. I don't feel like it. Which is everything is aligning. It most likely should be going higher from here, but there's a big wide gap open here. And I would see what 9:30 presents. If we get something, I would be aiming for this and eventually this. That's my aim, but not for the pre-session. I'm not expecting to trade the pre-session today. Don't feel like it. It's not that it's not possible. I see an opportunity right there, but not really. I mean, not in the position the market is. Like, see, if this high was broken initially, like in this run right here, I think I would have taken that definitely as a long. But since those highs were not broken and ES has not hit this 1 hour gap that I just that I just drew, right? So it has not yet hit it. I don't know if it will. I'm just watching because that is important to me. But the same scenario in ES also, right? I know there's a slight break of this small term high and then the market moved lower, but nothing that really intrigues me at this given moment. What are we looking for? Absolute clarity. Mm, yep, that is pretty much it for ES as well. And we are now waiting for the 9:30 open. Fresh day, a fresh start. Let's see. Even see if this low was more significantly taken, like this low right here, if had it been broken a bit more significantly and then we would have seen this, I think I would have gone for a long pre-session. But looking at this scenario currently, I don't think I have interest in going long yet, because you see that gap also. What gap? The RTH gap. The close was somewhere around 26 100 round figure, right? So 26 100 round figure, and the current state of the market is at 25 730. So that's like what, roughly 300 handles, right? In fact, it's more than 300 handles, right? So that's the RTH gap open. I want to see whether the market can sustain, show me any signs of sustenance after the volatility comes to move higher. If it does, like let's say it taps this gap and comes back above this, takes support on it, and well, like that would be something I could look forward to. But in the current scenario, there's nothing that I'm looking forward to. I'm just waiting. My bias is obviously what, bullish. There's no confusion that I'm not looking for bearish prices yet. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not looking for bearish prices yet. I'm still looking for a higher price run, maybe even higher to new all-time highs. Though I'm not hell-bent on it, I'm looking for at least a rally into this gap. So at the moment, that's my perception of the market. And we will be opening soon. Let's see what happens after the market opens. All right, so we are heading into the 9:30 open. Let's see what kind of rush we get first. All right, so we have hit the gap and we have rejected. Let's see if there's something that I like. Now see, if you look at ES, the way it's behaving, it would want to take that low out, and that's exactly what I want to see. Even if I have an approach going long, which like, that's what I'm looking forward to, I still expect to see that low taken, like this low right here. Yeah, that is pretty much it. For NQ, again, we are waiting for the low and maybe even that low. Let's see how it behaves first once we move below this. That is taken. See, the right question to understand is this the condition or the situation where I should be opening a trade? I know the first question that comes to the mind is, where can I trade? Where can I make money? I get that. I swear I do get that because, well, I was there once too, right? So I understand that. But I also understand that that urge to do something, to get something, will not get you anywhere because it didn't really get me anywhere, right? trust me, when you see your data, you'll realize that it's not that you've not been in profitable trades, but you've been in too many losing trades. And that is the reason for all the fuck up. So the best thing is to refine your edge and only trade when you see the best things happening, right? The best of the best. If you see 830 is right here, correct? That's 830 candle, a small doji. Before that, before 830, that's the low. Before 830, that's the high. So if market is breaking low, I would expect it to take that low, and then we would be looking higher above all this. That's what I'm looking for right now. And see, even though there is a high probability news that's in the picture, but even if, like, even against that, I have no issues doing what I'm looking to do. Because, well, that's clarity in my mind. If that happens, like this low gets taken and we are presented with what, a 2022 model or any type of model for that matter, the models that I look into, there are three. So if any of those models show up, I would be interested in long, and I would take that entry going for this high, this high. And yeah, interestingly, we should see RTH, right? See RTH. See that massive gap. I mean, that's massive. Out of all these gaps around, this one has been, well, pretty big, pretty huge. And here there was no real gap. We just moved on further, right? This is currently one of the biggest gaps in few weeks now. And well, I'm looking still at that low right there, the blue line, 25, 25, what is it, 25 645, and that's what I'm looking at. I think I just missed a shot where I was busy talking. That was a good shot right there. I did not pay attention. I don't appreciate that, but well, it happens. That was a shot right there, exactly here. With, I would not say this, I would prefer this top much more. So yeah, with this top, we would have been looking for what? Exactly that. It's okay. I should be paying much more attention to the chart well, rather than anything else, right? In my opinion, it should not be returning to that entry point again. If it does, If it does, will I take a short still? Frankly, no. I would not wanted to see do that. Why? Because see, my bias is bullish. I'm looking for that sure shot trade, and if it comes back again, then it's most likely trying to go. It's not necessarily that it's trying to go higher, but if it comes back again, it might want to take some liquidity out before it goes back lower. So again, I am looking for very particular things, not against the bias yet. I know, right? But no, I'm not shorting that. I'm glad I had the time to think about it. Even though, again, I'm not saying it cannot go lower. That is the approach. Should want to go lower from here. But looking at how the candles are forming and everything, it's not really a good shot because my bias is also bullish, right? So keeping that in mind still. That is an obvious run that failed. That's the first printed fair value gap, by the way, right? It looked pretty obvious. It looked neat that I would want to go there, but it failed to take that out. Okay, it has taken the lows right after 8:30. I don't know, is the market unclean or have I lost it? Right? Well, my edge is not being presented, and in my opinion, if my edge is not being presented, then, well, the edge is not being presented. I am looking at that first printed fair value gap, and that should be a good buy if the market comes back lower right now, like in a few candles maybe, without taking that out. Then I would be looking for a long, moving on to that and that eventually. But as of now, no. Yeah, I think my approach is clear. If it comes back into it, I am going long. This is not trading advice. I'm not a registered financial advisor, and trading executions are so fucking slow, man. Where the fuck is the order? It's all right. I don't care. None of my concern right now. Okay. The first presented gap. Wow, congratulations, you finally came. Okay. Now, the best SL in my approach is right below this low. That is a, god damn it. And just a personal thing, I just hate slow. Like, I really hate slow. It is what it is. And I just fucking hate when this kind of shit happens, especially when I'm trading. I just hate that. You spend thousands and thousands of money on these systems and they just betray you. Thank you. One contract is more than enough. We have a decent stop. So yeah, what I was talking about, the stop should be below this low, like these two lows right there. That's what I'm looking for. Why? Because there's an order block in between. There's the first presentation in between. There's that gap in between, the one from the 3 minute that we dragged over. And there is this gap in between, right? That's enough PDAs to support price. If if price cannot be supported by that, then I believe we are wrong. That's the whole point. Now this right here is also what? Below the mean threshold of this very order block. So that's also one thing to note. Now see, it could tap into that and that would be good, but again, I'm not looking forward to it necessarily if it does. Okay. We have some speed. I have not been able to place the order yet. I'm still placing the order. Well, okay. Wow. Right, so that's one thing. Let's see if it is able to tap that or not. It could just use this order block right there, these two big candles, and for move higher. That possibility also exists, but I will not be trading that if that possibility is, because like that's too wide for me to do anything. I'm looking at ES. ES has already taken one of the highs, just minutely, but still that is taken. So that raises a bit of concerns, but I don't think I'm really concerned about it. I think we should be okay if the market comes back, which I don't think it's willing to, looking at this movement right there. Let's see. I will still wait until NQ takes that high out. If that is taken out, then I would not be waiting. I would cancel the order right away. All right, so that's another. Well, mm, okay. So that would be it for this very trade idea. Of course, as you can hear it in my voice, I'm not very happy about it. Because why? Because uh, well, there was a 2 day gap, right? It was weekends, and then I did not get anything on Monday and moved that fucking lower. And now I have a bullish draw and it's moving higher, but I am not able to participate. And that irritates me. That definitely does. And the best part of all of this is I cannot control any fucking thing. I know I sound pissed off, and I am kind of like not really pissed off. Pissed off is not the right word, but yeah, I'm kind of like agitated. I'm like, fuck you, something like that. That's what I'm feeling. And now this is where we are drawing. I somewhere knew that this could not tap into it, but again, that was a very wide entry, like taking the entry there and placing the stop somewhere here in that vicinity. Because if that's the entry point, the stop has to come somewhere below this gap, right? This one. So it had to be somewhere there. And it was not a very accurate stop placement, so I just let it be. Ah, in this business, your patience would be tested at every fucking point. And sometimes you would lose it, like I'm losing mine right now, not by pushing a button. See, now losing patience doesn't mean that, well, you learn that in time, honestly, with experience. Experience as in experience, not the market experience, but the painful experiences, right? So you realize that you cannot take that agitation, that irritation out on the market and start placing trades. So yeah, I also learned it the hard way. But there are times when this will happen and you will be pissed, but you have to be okay and still follow what? You follow your edge, you follow your system, you follow your process. Let me try something. Oh, that's not nice. All right, so voila, we have tapped that gap as fucking expected, and it's been 2 days, in fact 4 days. I haven't placed a trade, even though I've had some ideas, and that is fucking up with me. And it will, I know, but I will not allow it to fuck my edge up. That's plain and clear and well to the point. For ES also, we are seeing that gap right there. In 1 minute, it looks much cleaner, I would say. See those tops, that gap. So that's the clean point I'm looking at. Looking also at what that 10 a.m. is news time, and we have moved like that Hmm, what about RTH actually? Let me see if I can gain some clarity from that. Where is the 50% level of it? Okay, that comes somewhere around 25,920, which is that sell side, which I'm going to remove. Okay, 920, right? Okay, I'll remember that. 920. If it's around 920, what do we have around 920 that can support the idea, if at all, right? See that gap, but that's too fucking big. I'm not interested. 15-minute has also a gap right there, which is way above 920. Well, definitely, without a doubt, I would absolutely be promising that my patience is constantly being tested by the market today. And not the, like, to be honest, the market is not really testing my patience, but I am running out of it. That is what you see the difference right there. It's not the market to be blamed for it. The market cannot be blamed for it. Market will do what it wants to do, right? Market is market. But how we feel about it is something in quite a sense in our awareness. I would not say control, but it's at least it should be in your awareness, right? That yeah, that's exactly what I'm feeling. So yeah, this is exactly what I'm feeling. Like the market is testing me, but it's not on the market. We have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to the news. Let's see what it does. Now, as of now, um, I don't really have a bearish bias per se because sell side has been taken out and everything. But since like I have to look how the market behaves at this very gap, and if it presents some clarity as to going lower or not. And if ES takes that stop out, right, it's that gap and then presents a setup. So all of that would align. And then the aim would be what? The aim would not be that low. The aim would be, well, it could be this low, and that's what I'm looking forward to if this is a sell-off. But before that would be this order block right here. It may just want to tap that and move higher again. Damn, I'm hating the market today. I mean, really. Not hating like too strong. I don't hate the market. But like, why? Why are you doing this shit? That's exactly what I'm feeling. Again, this is like what? The news week, right? Lots of news this week. I just completely struggle when it's completely full of news. Like NFP week is like one of the best weeks for me, in my understanding. That's how I feel about it. Except the Friday part. Even Friday is like pretty much decent, like after NFP. But we have news every fucking day, except Thursday, I believe. Nah, even on Thursday we have a decent. I mean, at least a medium impact news is there. Not a, but many medium news impacts are there at 8:30 and yeah. And then on Friday we have what? Non-farm payrolls, right? So that's another thing. It is bullshit. Well, anyway, that's the news, and it has been at that so far. ES has taken the high. Now let's see if it breaks lower with speed and presents a gap. If it does that, then I am shorting it till this gap right there. See that? Now this is much more clear. Let's say if we are shorting NQ now and ES also drops lower and it comes to this low and NQ is still, let's say, above this level, so that's where I would want to book. So if ES reaches this gap, in case we have a presentation of a setup, of course, that's the first thing. But if we do have it and we are looking for lower prices, once ES taps that, I'm out of NQ as well, right? So that's the approach, that's correlation. But now let's see if we can really do something about it or not. Now, honestly, it doesn't really look like it wants to go lower. That's another thing. I think it would want to break out from here right away. ICT is so clear on his stops, like so clear. I know if ICT would have been trading this, he would have entered there on that, in that gap, maybe here, maybe there, whatever. And his stop would have been like maybe below this candle right there, or maybe somewhere here. I try to do that, but I've gotten burnt a lot. So I don't fuck with it. I'm still learning in that sense to place the right stop at the right place. And yeah. Now, as of the draw, really, I don't have a bearish draw right now. I don't think, even if it presents a setup, I don't think I'll be shorting, because it's already been a heavily bearish day ever since ever since yesterday. Actually, it has been a completely bearish approach, and that's what the market is following. And would want to take some stops out, a decent retracement, even if it is going lower, which I don't think it is. But again, that is the idea. So I'm not so confident in a sell right now, but I'm still watching if any opportunity in the form of a sell is presented. Such a dud. I mean, all right, it's okay. I'm just not in a good mood today. I can see that. And that's okay. That doesn't have to affect my trading. I know it doesn't, but it can surely if I let it. Let's say it consolidates for a while and then it drops lower, then I think I would be interested in a short. But dropping right from here, presenting a setup, and I going short on it, the chances are very, 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 very low. Okay. And I've been skipping London, so that's another thing. Oh, right. So that's also adding to my uh, being pissed off today, because I'm skipping London. I'm not trading London these days. And I had no trade idea executed in AM yesterday. And today also, even though I had an idea, I could not participate. And that irks me, right? That, like, fuck. And no London also. So, well, it's like, it kind of feels like, especially not today, not right now, that's not what I'm feeling, but initially that's exactly what it felt like I am a alcoholic, and I have not drank a drop in 4 days, right? That's how it felt like originally. Today doesn't feel like that. It's just that, okay, it's all right, I understand, this is just part of the process, so we are moving with it. But that's exactly what it felt like back then. So right, overall price action in my opinion is not very clean, not from my approach. It's not really working for me in that manner, and I'm still looking at. I don't want to short that. I am not interested right now, even though the opportunity could be presented, and I doubt that it would succeed honestly, because again my edge is not present. Of course, before 8:30 the low was right here and it was not taken out. But again, that's not a necessity that the low is taken out, right? Again, the same picture still stays. If it consolidates for a while here and then maybe shows me some kind of buy side being taken out and then a speedy displacement and a gap, I would be going in. But at this point, no, I'm not touching it. Uh, well, come to think about it, I'm not really. Yeah, I see that happened, right? It broke lower right from there, and mm, so far no gap has been present. Let's see. But I'm not willing to entertain it. Like I said, I still am not willing to entertain it, because what am I looking for? I'm looking for some sort of consolidation, some more clarity. And what was the 50% level? It was somewhere around 9:20, 9:30, right? That's midnight open. So if we can reach up into it maybe and then show us some clarity of a lower run, I might be interested. But at the moment, no. And yes, I'll be honest, today the price action is fucking boring. Like, absolutely boring. Of course, I'm also not really in the mood today. And that's a good thing. If you're not in the mood, you're not in the mood, right? I wanted, like, yeah, yesterday in the PM session, I had so many opportunities to short here. I'll show you in a minute. Right, so many opportunities to short, like this gap right there opened up, and then we moved lower, and then not this gap, but I think it was there in 2 minutes. This gap was there in 2 minutes, I believe, and that was also a good shot. Then this was a good shot. Good shot. This was not a trade opportunity. That's not what I'm saying. I was thinking, I'm watching, I'm like, no, bro, I'm not taking that. Why? Because I know it will not move the way I'm expecting it to. I'm looking for that low. And did it give it? No, it did not. See what happened. Went higher, took me out if I was in that trade, and then went lower. And of course, just to be clear, I did not trade it. I put most of my all of my trades. I've missed just one, I believe, uh, on the paper trading account as well for the purposes of the live stream, right? So I have not traded anything yesterday, as much as I was ready to open a position multiple times in this run, but I did not. And that's what an edge does. It makes you stop because you're following an edge. I think I'm going to watch some ICT lives today. I'm fucking bored of this. Once this session is over, I'll go maybe watch 2023 lives, something, something, something. It should be much more interesting than what I'm seeing right now, right here. I think that would be it for today. Actually, I'm really not in the mood. I would be attending the session obviously till 11, like another 45 minutes. I'm not really having a mood to talk much. And had the market been much more interesting, I would have been willing to move forward and talk about something, but well, it is clearly not very interesting. See, what the only thing I would tell before leaving is look for that midnight open price. That should be an important point. Once that high is taken out, maybe in 15 minutes, there's something, right? See that gap right there and that order block somewhere in that vicinity. If there is a shorting opportunity, that's what I would be looking at. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for joining. Have a good day and a good trading day, right? Bye bye.